It's your boy DJ Creations. Welcome to another episode of the Daily Vibes. We got a special guest in the building. Straight from the UK, London. My girl Amal, up and coming artist. Amal, talk to me.
Hi there.
How you doing?
Very well, thank you.
So how was your trip? It was relaxing?
Oh gosh, to be fair, it's taken me a while to adjust to the whole hour difference. So I'm a little tired here and there, but I'm loving Atlanta, and I've just been having a really good time, to be honest.
This your first time?
Yes, it's my first time in Atlanta, not in the US. I have been to Miami and New York and LA, just not Atlanta, and it's pretty good.
Wow, okay. So tell me about your up and coming. Where you really from in the UK, London? What part?
Okay, so I was born in London, central London, West London. My mom is Spanish and my dad is Nigerian.
Okay.
And I kind of went to a all-girls school, Catholic school, in West London as well. And I was there until I was 10 years old or so. Then I moved with my mom to Spain, Madrid.
Wow.
And I grew up there for a while. A long while, I would say, because I think I was 18 when I then moved back to the UK for university. So I've been up and down. I've lived 2 years in Ghana. I lived a year in Dubai. I consider myself a bit of a world traveler, to be fair.
Wow.
If it's one thing I spend my money on is traveling. So some girls like, handbags and shoes. Amal likes traveling and experiences. Yeah,
I would rather do the same thing too. I would rather spend money to travel than buy expensive clothes and stuff like that. That's dope. So when do the music come in? Does it come in London? Does it come in Spain? Africa?
It's been a journey, to be honest. My mom and dad were very on the lines of, you need to study, and you need to basically have a firm and solid base and a form of education first. Right. So every time that I would suggest, I want to be an artist or I want to do music and stuff like that, they wouldn't really be behind me.
Right.
So I felt like I had to study something to make them happy, which I did. So I did media and communications, and I studied that at university for 3 years. And then I kind of just decided that after a period of doing different kind of things and businesses, I really wanted to be true to myself at this point, because I felt like I was losing the real me. And the real me wants to dance and wants to sing and wants to paint and wants to act. So why would I have to be, doing something that I don't enjoy and don't necessarily want to do? And yes, it's part of who I am and I could be, but we can be many things, and I don't believe that you have to limit yourself. So I started the journey in Ghana officially. I was living there and I met a producer called Kwame, and we just went to the studio for a couple of months, and I was writing and I was really enjoying the process, and the sound was Afrobeat and I was singing in Spanish because it's my first language. So I was doing the kind of fusion, and I released 3 singles.
And that's what I was about to ask you. Sorry to cut you off. I was going to ask you, describe your music. Is it Afrobeats? Is it R&B? What is it?
So my music currently and presently and as of now has been a melodic Afrobeat fusion with Spanish kind of rhythm.
That's different right there. That's crazy.
So thank you.
I like that.
It is slightly different, as I consider myself to be a bit different, to be honest, in the good and in the bad way.
And I believe this is the best time to do more. It's the best time for Afrobeats and reggaeton and Spanish music, because it's everybody's getting hip to the international wave. Because before it was like a couple years back, it was hard for people to get adjusted to the international music. So I think this is the best time for you to just shine,
Thank
and
you.
do your thing, because everybody's getting hip.
I pray that that's the way it's gonna go.
It will.
I feel
I
like it
believe
will,
in you.
to be honest.
Because, like, when I first met you, like, I just loved your personality. It was very open.
Thank you.
And, like, when I saw your music videos and everything, I was just like, wow, that's just dope. Like,
Aw.
you could see your personality through the lens. Like,
Thank you.
you're very talented. And, like,
Thank you.
you know how some people are just trying to mimic something? You're just yourself. Like,
Thank
you come out and be yourself, and it just works.
I appreciate those words, especially because as an independent artist and being by myself all the time, I feel like sometimes you can get lost in what you're
What's
even
going
doing.
on,
Yeah. And, you know, you look to the left, you look to the right, and I know they say, listen, you need to focus on yourself, but sometimes, you know, with this fast-paced world we're living in, it's very difficult. So you try your best to be yourself, but you appreciate when people, you know, encourage you and give you a bit of support and appreciate what you're doing from the outside, because sometimes it's real hard.
Yeah, it's real difficult, but the fact that your personality, it like helps you get through your journey. Because how we met was through my cousin's house, and you know, Major 7, one of the biggest producers out here. We met through his studio, and I was just a fly on the wall. She just came in, and she was just, you know, searching for beats and everything like that. And then while she was just talking and expressing herself, that made me want to do an interview with her. So it's just crazy how things work out and come 100%. Into line. So I just think, you know, you as a person is a blessing, because you like everything gravitates to you in so many ways. So like you being you, create opportunities.
Thank you, man. It's definitely a vibe.
Yeah.
that's what
it's
it is.
Yeah, baby. Like, how long you been an artist for?
So officially, I've been an artist for about 1.5 years, because I released my first track. It was beginning of summer 2023.
Wow, so you started that early?
Yeah.
Wow,
So,
you're talented.
Yeah.
Like, I'm thinking you were in the game for like 15 plus 20 years. Like,
no.
Wow.
Definitely.
I'm impressed.
Thank you. I'm really trying hard because, I've realized that as an independent artist, that I keep on repeating, but it's actually very important to understand. It just means that you don't have specific backup and support and investment. And, you know, sometimes when you're making decisions, you hesitate, you don't have a team, It becomes a bit difficult. But I do feel like I've put my best foot forward in a way, and I released these 3 singles. I put it through a distributor, and I felt like I could watch the progress, and I've seen where I need to rectify and where I need to kind of better myself in a way.
Right.
And I think it's always very important to be self-aware and be able to adapt and change, you know, and so that way, you know, you make your fans happier, you direct your music into a different path, and your artistry can form better, and essentially learn from any mistakes that you've made.
I'm impressed because your presentation is like top notch. I go on your page, you have a website, you have everything, and you also like an entrepreneur too, right? So
yes.
I saw that you make juices as well.
Yes.
That's fire.
Yes.
Because I'm trying to be on my healthy tip right now, and the other day I just made watermelon, pineapples, lemon juice.
Very good.
So I've been trying to get right. So that's dope.
I mean, the whole juice thing, it was just the fact that my mom comes from a small town in the north of Spain.
Right.
And I spent Christmas there, and just during the Christmas period, I bought a machine, like a liquefier machine, and I was doing a lot of juices, and there was just like a group of women, maybe like, I don't know, 5 to 10 women, that started kind of following my journey, and they were like, oh, Amal, tell us, you know, what juices we should have to lose weight, and for our kidneys, and, you know, to remove this, and, you know, to better our skin. And so I started to do that, and then they were basically, when I then went to London after being in Spain for a while with these women, they were then like, okay, we're gonna open a group, like a group chat on WhatsApp, and we're going to start sharing our journey so that we all hold each other accountable. So they send photos, they send what juices they're taking, what it's done for them, how they feel. And then it allowed me to just understand that actually through juicing, you could potentially shift the mind and health of thousands of people, because it's just like a snowball effect. Because if you try it and it makes you feel good and you see the results, then you're going to share that, and you're going to speak to your loved ones about it. And then that's just going to keep on, continuing.
I could agree with that, because health is wealth. And so far I've been drinking, juices lately, and it makes me feel good. And when I drink it, after a while, it's like the next day I don't feel, slouchy or tired. So it just gives you that energy that you need, and you feel good. Like, you don't feel too much heavy. Like, it's nothing in your stomach. It just feels so good. Like, you could go throughout your day. And I just been doing it, and it's been working.
And honestly, for all those people with diabetes and people who suffer from like all these chronic illnesses, I feel like if they just try the juicing, like, just try it for 5 days, see what happens. In my juice book, I've made it so quick and easy. It's like very straight to the point. It's 30 juices. They each tell you what happens, benefits. Exactly what benefits you're going to get from each juice, how to make it, but very short, sweet, simple, because I'm also aware that, we've got stuff to do. We cannot be like taking all our time to be juicing, whatever. So you can prep, and you can prep for days before, and you can freeze stuff, and, there's clever ways to make it work so that every day you can just have a juice.
Right.
So I encourage people to go on Amazon and purchase Amal's juice book.
Amal's juice book. Make sure you get that.
It's the one.
Yo, so health is wealth. Make sure you check that out.
Vortex Hookah. Innovative technology ensures smoother draw, better heat distribution, and more enjoyable hookah session. Sleek portable hookah.
Let's get back to the music. So what inspired you, to get into this music industry?
Well, I think I've just always wanted to be a singer. I think for me, it's the only career path that I see, and I feel like I want to do that.
Was this always like since you were a child, or was it just like mid-age, since you were a child?
I think for a long time I felt like singing was it's almost like a form of stripping. I don't know if I'm gonna explain.
You stripped before?
No, but I feel like it's a similar sensation because it's so close to my heart, in the sense so when I sing, it's like a voice to my soul, to my heart.
Right.
It's expression. It's sharing who I am. And I feel like I'm kind of a private person. I'm an outgoing private person. So when you work in media and you're in these fields, people assume that because you're outgoing and, positive and, got a lot of energy, that you're so open and you tell everything to everyone. But actually, in my case, it's the opposite. It's almost like that's a kind of a way to shield myself, because I can't be open to everyone, but with music, that's me, because that's me sitting down in my bedroom or wherever I am writing my feelings. So when I'm singing it, it's technically almost like stripping.
I agree,
like taking out all my stuff and my clothes, and it's just me here.
Baggage.
And if I get one thing, a note wrong, and it's not because I'm getting it wrong, it's just because it's almost like
it's like a
emotional.
High. I ain't gonna lie to you, it's like I'm not a people's person too. I'm more of an introvert, but when I DJ in front of people, it just makes me feel like a different way. Like, it's a different high. I love to see people enjoy themselves, and it's like, wow, it just feels so good. Like, I did that. I made them do this. I made them get that drink. I made them feel good. Like, I made them start dancing. So it's just like a high, and I could relate to that. That's real cool.
Music is a special thing, man. So I've always wanted to do that since I was a child, but obviously my parents were just like, you focus on your studies first. I kind of listened to them, which, I wouldn't say to the kids out there, don't listen, but in a way, don't listen, because a lot of the times, they do care for you and love you, but their journey and what they think is not necessarily what is the right thing for you. So you should always follow your heart and your dreams and do what you genuinely believe. And I also think that it's never too late. So if tomorrow you're a painter and you want to be a rapper, perfect, you can do that.
There's so many lifestyles and so many skills a human being could contain. I'm a DJ now, but I feel like there's more to me. You feel me? There's more to my skill set and everything. So I think as we have this brain of ours, it's more to learn and more skills to add to your resume. Like,
100%.
you know what I'm saying? But how life works is like, it's too much. Everybody's busy, so it's like, it's hard to maintain a certain lifestyle and do a different lifestyle. You feel me? So it's like, you got to figure it out and balance it all out.
Well, that's the key, and that's why I say, like, being an independent artist and being by yourself in a way, it's tricky, because
you need a team,
how do you balance everything?
I'm going through the same thing, so it's hard to find a support system, everybody on the same page, because sometimes you could put somebody on your team, but they not seeing your vision, and it will mess up.
And not just that, how do you pay the person on the team when you technically have to have like several jobs?
Mm-hmm.
So, and when you have several jobs, you're losing focus of the main goal. So then it's, in order to pay the bills and to pay your rent, you have to have one stable job, but then that stable job takes away hours from the music and doing the creativity. So you need to, in a clever way, piece everything together so that you find yourself something that on the side gives you passive income that will generate that finance so that you can actually invest into the studio and actually invest into producers. Because producers are out there saying, oh, I need to get paid. But me as an artist as well, I feel like, yeah, I need to get paid too. Because I'm like, okay, so I'm paying studio time, I'm paying producers, I'm paying for transport, I'm paying for snacks, drinks whilst I'm there. So technically I'm out of pocket, which I'm trying my best, and yes, it's an investment for my career, but as you're trying to live and survive,
it's hard
in cities, especially like London, where it's extremely expensive. It gets to the point where, I understand why a lot of, up and coming artists, like, they start and they want to share their art, and then they feel like they need to stop. Like, they physically, financially, emotionally cannot do it any longer. And it's a shame.
Well, you guys don't need to stop. Keep going, because I can testify to this, because I was working in corporate 10 years ago, or 12 years ago, when I started DJing before. And what I did was, the plan was to milk the situation. So I would go to work, hustle, save all my money, do all that, put my money to the side, and invest into my equipment. And then it took a long while, but it worked, you know what I'm saying? So when I finally left the corporate office, I was set to do what I was supposed to do. But I know everybody's different, everybody's situation is different, but that really like made me focus and start going to these lounges and start working for myself, adding value to myself. And marketing is key. Brand yourself. Once you brand yourself, that's your resume. So whenever you go somewhere, you're like, oh, I worked here, I've done this. I know this person. It's like a network. But I know it's difficult for artists because it's probably a different lane. But I feel like once you get your foundation together, you can always jump into other situations and help you invest in that situation. But from your personality, I don't think it's not gonna be as difficult for you. I know it's difficult now, but
I think I've passed it now.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like
You had to go through that stage.
Yeah.
Right.
I think I am now at the stage where I've worked it out a bit.
Mm-hmm.
So, and being honest,
it's really levels. It's like you have to go through the struggle for you to graduate to the next level.
100%.
And then you learn from the struggle and you make sure you don't make those mistakes again.
Well, yeah. I mean, I think that's just life in general. But I guess, like, being an artist, and specifically, it's it's a journey. It's a journey.
How do you stay motivated?
Well, I think you need a few cheerleaders. So I think it's inevitable.
Just more of your fans?
I think, yeah, you need some emotional support. I feel like you need people that care for you, that mean the best for you. There's not a lot of them out there. That's the thing. So I think when you do find them, it's better that you appreciate them and understand that you're blessed. And even if you have one or two, at least that's what's gonna.
And one thing I learned too, once you find your support system or your fans, you need to focus on that fan, because that's that fan that's really gonna help you get through your situation. Have community. Like, if it's somebody on Instagram that's reaching out like, I love your music, don't blow them off. Just be like, hey, yo, have a conversation with them, keep them in your. That's what I'm learning too, because when I was a DJ, like, I used to blow off fans that reach out to me sometimes. Like, oh, okay, thank you. But you gotta keep in communication
With
with
that,
them.
I'm a crazy person because I'll speak to everyone and anyone. So I
That's
don't
good.
really judge like that. So I've never done that. It doesn't matter if I'm known, I'm not known, who I am, what I do. I just think we're humans and
Yes.
we're here to be and walk alongside other humans. So whatever I can do to help, encourage, or even just speak my mind to other person, it doesn't matter if I know them or not. I'm always gonna do that.
Right.
So
Yeah, I think like my job is very important because one time I had a story like, well, I was DJing one night and this person came up to me and was like, yo, I was about to commit suicide, but the way you DJ tonight, it canceled my plans. So it's like little things like that made me like, damn, my job is very important. So it's like I need to stay on people, talk to them, communicate, because you never know who you inspire.
I think it's the soul, man. I think it's not even about what we do professionally. I think it's just the fact that as a person, I can make another person and human feel better, be better, and want to be the better person that they can be. So it's enough for me. When I do my equality work, I feel a great sense of fulfillment because I feel like I'm doing a good job. I'm helping people, and it's not because I'm getting any money or I'm getting recognition. It's just because I'm actually making someone else feel happy, and yeah, it just feels good.
So tell me about more of this foundation that you've been talking about.
Well, I did this. Well, I founded the foundation in 2020,
Okay.
officially. But since 2012, since I did this BBC documentary, and it was called Britain's Gay Footballers for BBC Three, I talk about the lack of openly gay professional soccer players in the UK and in the world. My uncle was the first £1 million black player in the United States and in the UK. And basically he was the first openly gay professional in the world.
What?
Yeah, for soccer. So I say sadly because obviously it would be nice that there were more who felt comfortable to be themselves and come out. But it's not the case. But anyhow, the foundation was founded in 2020 officially, and we had help from the PFA to kind of set this up officially and become a charity. And so since then, we've been raising awareness, and we tackle 3 main pillars, which is mental health, racism, and homophobia in football.
That's big. So you're really making a difference in this world.
I am trying.
I like that. And
Thank you.
you're going to keep it going.
Thank you, man.
So you do that. You have the foundations. You have handbags as well, right?
Yeah, so I've been a bit busy, basically. And for the music, I decided to kind of establish different types of businesses, and different things have been just created, right? So one of them is my handbags, which I created in 2017. And it's a handbag brand called Amal Fashanu handbags, and they are handmade in the south of Spain. So the quality is amazing, I must say so myself. Okay. And I designed them myself, and I just really enjoy, to be honest, the whole part of creating and designing. And because I studied a master's in handbag and leather design in Madrid, it means that I can go to the factory myself, I can be hands-on, and it's going pretty well. So hopefully we'll be selling in Selfridges, which is a big department store in the UK soon. And I have a website, which is amalfashionuhandbags.com if you want to check them out. And yeah, so that's one of the businesses. And then, as I mentioned before, I have Black Heart Label, which I established in 2012, which is an equality streetwear brand. And that is a brand more dedicated to the documentary side of work, which I mentioned with BBC, fighting for race, homophobia in football, all these kind of issues that I was speaking about before, about the foundation, into a brand. And the logo represents discrimination in football. And I kind of tied it together because I was studying at uni at the time. I did the documentary, and then I was doing some politics as well. David Cameron at the time invited me to Downing Street, which I don't know if you know what it is.
I don't know. So what is that?
Yeah, so it's basically like where the Prime Minister like holds all his big important meetings and big decisions. And so he invited me there to talk about racism in football and discrimination in football. And so, it all tied in together. I did the documentary. He invited me to, talk. And then I set up the brand. And it's all kind of there. So I've got handbags, Black Heart label, and the Justin Fashanu Foundation.
Wow. Can you just say the website one more time for the people?
Sure. So for Black Heart label, which is the equality streetwear brand, the website is www.blackheartlabel.com. And for the handbags, if you want to have a little look, it's amalfashionuhandbags.com.
That's crazy. That's dope. I love it. Like, I have a clothing brand as well. It's called NY Creations. Check out my shop, nycreationshop.com. It got every dope vibe on there. So we entrepreneurs.
We're
working.
vibing.
We're vibing. So I love it. I love entrepreneurs that got motion and got something going on. Question, for the documentary, where can you catch it on? Was it on BBC?
So they were all, I've made 4 documentaries for BBC 3.
What?
Yes.
Bloody.
Yes, exactly, darling. So they are factual current affairs documentaries. One is on gun crime in the United States, Aurora, after the Batman shootings. One is to do with mental health. So I basically explore this condition a bit that my brother has. And another one was to do with homophobia in football. And then another one was to do with sex and rape of a case of footballers. So I've been...
Where can we check it out
quite active. I think right now the only place that you can check it out, sadly, is YouTube.
Oh.
So I think I have a lovely fan and supporter who actually uploaded it, and it's in parts. So if you typed, for example, Britain's Gay Footballers, there'll be Britain's Gay Footballers Part 1 / and then there's a Part 2 and a Part 3 and so forth.
Hey, we're gonna figure it out. We're gonna find it.
So we'll find it.
Okay. So question, this documentary, was it hard or difficult to make? Did it take like a year or two, or?
Well, I mean, I've made 4, but the first one I made, Britain's Gay Footballers, was the hardest one to make because, it's an hour documentary. I'm the presenter, I'm the lead, I do the voiceover. It's a very personal subject. It's to do with my family. My uncle committed suicide when I was 11. The documentary kind of speaks to my dad, and it was the first time that I had spoken to my dad about the subject. And so the whole documentary gets very personal, but at the same time I felt good doing it because I know that it helped a lot of athletes and sportsmen out there who could be in the same position as my uncle, and potentially I've saved their lives.
Did that bring closure in your personal family as well? Once you had that discussion?
I think it brought knowledge. I'm not sure it brought closure, but it brought knowledge and awareness. So I learned a lot from that. And I actually thank the BBC for that opportunity because it meant that...
Yeah, BBC is big, y'all. It's a big network in London. And it's dope. So that's real big for you. I'm proud of you. So, okay, let's get back. So you travel a lot. So what places have you been so far in this world,
I do. As I said before, my biggest investment is travel and experiences and food, actually. So I've been to pretty much every continent in the world, and
wow,
I've been really fortunate, and I feel very blessed, actually. And I feel like us Europeans, we kind of travel maybe a bit more because it's closer.
Yeah.
So,
And I think as Europeans, that's your thing. That's a thing to do, is to travel.
I mean, for me, I've been from Puerto Rico to Italy, Spain, France, Miami, LA, Dubai, Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Botswana, Malawi, Senegal. I could continue like
Oh
this
my
for
God. So what's your
hours.
favorite place out of all places that you've been?
The place where I feel my spirit feels very relaxed and tranquil and I feel at home is Ghana, to be honest.
Wow.
It's Accra. Where I enjoy and I like, and because of the reggaeton fusion and stuff, is Puerto Rico. So I have two best friends who live in Puerto Rico, and their families are from Puerto Rico, and I feel quite connected because it's like Spanish African in an American way. So I vibe in
all
Puerto
the same.
Rico.
Yeah.
Ya tú sabes, Bobby.
Hey, mamacita. But that's dope. That's dope. So when was the first time you come to the United States?
I came to the US the first time probably with my ex-boyfriend, and I was like maybe 18, 19. I went to New York the first time.
How was that experience the first time?
I mean, you see it a lot in movies and
It's
things.
too
So I was just like, wow, everything's amazing. Everything's so big. And, you know, you go to McDonald's and you order a Coke and it's small and it's like this big, but it's small.
Yeah.
And, you know, everything's so large. And I just really enjoyed it. I remember having an apple pie in Times Square. Yeah, I really enjoy the US. I wish I could live here one day.
Really?
Yeah, for
You
sure.
like the US that you would want to live here?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
I would definitely live here.
So my thing is, you know, the foods are different. You know, our food is real bad for you versus the overseas. So you would prefer eating cleaner over the foreigns or coming over here eating what we eat? Because I know a lot of foods are banned from where we're at right now to overseas.
I mean, I clearly notice the difference. Even
You notice
the
the
water,
difference, yeah.
like I
It
taste
doesn't
the
taste
water.
the same.
It just tastes different.
Yeah.
Like,
And that's scary.
Yeah, but I think it's also about choice, and I think we can also make our own decisions, and we can be clever with the decisions.
Choices be expensive though.
But it's you know, your jewelry is expensive, bro.
Hey, but it's an investment.
But what's not the best investment is your health.
Your health.
So if you're gonna spend, you're gonna have to go to Whole Foods, and yes, it's extremely expensive. But to be honest, I don't even think you need to go to Whole Foods. You need to find yourself a local farmers market that you can, you know, distribute certain amounts of money. You need to say,
it's hard to like judge what's good for you or not out here, because it's like people be adding their own ingredients.
It's very simple. If it's not natural, it's not good for you.
Right.
So if it's not coming from the ground or coming from the up high of a tree, technically it's not going to be good for you. So in my mind, I'm thinking you can go to a farmer's market.
Plant yourself.
Exactly. Or have a budget and say, okay, a month I want to spend this.
Yes.
This is what a smoothie costs. This is what a green juice costs. This is what a meal costs, you know. And you're just going to have to start cooking at home, guys.
Okay. Yeah, you hear that? Make sure you start cooking at home. Stop eating out. I'm trying to follow the same advice. It's hard, but I'm going to get it together.
And if you do eat at home, don't cook mac and cheese.
Yeah. That's bad.
Because what? That's the one thing I love. I love this.
I love mac and cheese too.
I've had it every day since I've been here, and I've been here for 6 days. So thank goodness that I'm leaving tomorrow.
Okay.
Because I'm back on my green juice and my agua.
Right.
Agüita.
You hear that? Stay healthy. Health as well. So if you do move to the United States, what's the next step for you if you ever come out here?
Well, I think my music will probably bring me here at some point, to be honest. I feel like I will be back. If it's not recording with your cousin, you know, it will be with different other producers that I've met out here.
Right.
And I feel like the United States is the place of opportunity, I feel. No matter what they say, it's diverse. I feel like you've got the right attitude, the right positive mindset, and the kind of go-getting vibe. And I'm gonna, you know, try my best to come out here.
Well, I hope you do come out here, because we can definitely collab more and get, you know, help each other out through our journey.
Yeah, man. I would love it.
Yeah. So we here, guys. Soviet Amal. Check her out. She's from UK. She's very dope, talented artist. So check her out, YouTube, website, Instagram. We all gonna put it on the screen. So thank you for tuning in, the Daily Vibes, and we out.